certainly most humans have no idea.
Right.
And again, the thing is, just to make it clear, it's the biometric data is the key. When people think about data, they mostly think about where I go, what I buy. When they think about hacking, they think about computers. They talk about AI, about machine learning. They forget the other side of the equation, which is the life sciences, the brain sciences. The brain sciences are giving us access to here. This is what we really tried, what somebody is really trying to hack is this, not this.
Right.
Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we see how Voyagers Bankruptcy is exposing the big players in crypto. Those who already knew, like Mike Novogratz, who's been in banking, knows that once the Fed starts shrinking liquidity, that means that these yield companies are going to take a hit. So they already knew. And that allows the NWO to use companies like FTX to go ahead and buy up everything. Because we can clearly see they took a hit also. And then, guys, we have Tether. They are like the Fed. No one audits them. We have to wait for their audit. Nobody can go audit them. We know the Fed has been using Tether from the beginning. Tether was the foundation. That's how the Fed was pumping and dumping crypto. And when I first started this channel, I used to go over every single video. And this was before USDC made its big move. And we know stable coins are nothing but digital dollars. But what else is stable coins? Data. And we know data is about to take over. CBDCs gives them total surveillance. Remember, blockchain gives them the all-seeing eye. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
To help stabilize the ecosystem, that is Sam Bankman-Fried, founder and CEO of crypto exchange FTX. Kate Rooney joins us with more on his role. Kate, you were off yesterday. We talked about his role in Voyager. It is kind of difficult to piece apart. His personal fund, Alameda, extended a loan, and through those bankruptcy proceedings, it's not really getting much special treatment in that liquidation process.
Right. We got a lot of information in that bankruptcy filing on Tuesday night, and crypto billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried, like we've talked about, is really becoming this industry's lifeline. But one of his companies will likely take a major loss after this week's latest crypto bankruptcy. Voyager filed for Chapter 11 on Tuesday night. Alameda, that's Sam Bankman-Fried's quant trading firm, is mentioned 34 times in that filing, guys. Alameda was one of Voyager's largest shareholders with about a 9.5% equity stake in that company. Alameda was also a creditor, though. Bankman-Fried's company provided a loan made up of crypto and cash. It was worth about $500 million. Voyager only drew on about $75 million worth of that total. Legal analysts, though, are telling me it's unlikely Alameda will recoup that equity and credit line. That money may be wiped out in Voyager's restructuring. On top of all of that, Alameda was also a customer. It borrowed $376.8 million worth of cryptocurrencies from Voyager. That interest rate was between 1 and 11.5%. We also see some other outstanding loans in these bankruptcy documents. Another high-profile borrower we've talked about, Three Arrows Capital, which was a big part of Voyager's downfall in the first place. Three Arrows owes more than $650 million to Voyager. It defaulted on that back in late June, and Genesis, as well as Mike Novogratz's Galaxy Digital, are also on that list of Voyager borrowers. Bankman-Fried, though, through his companies FTX and Alameda, has already plowed hundreds of millions of dollars in emergency loans into various crypto companies. Now has the option to buy one of those companies, BlockFi, as we've talked about. And in an interview with Reuters, Bankman-Fried says he and his companies still have, quote, a few billion on hand to help struggling crypto firms, and that the worst of this liquidity crunch has likely passed. But his role here highlights all of the links between these crypto firms, guys, some of the contagion we've seen within lending. It also shows what some are calling recycled capital within the space. Back to you.
Yeah, recycle.
Journalists and everyone that is calling them 100 times per day to get information. So we will go through our audit. We believe that we have all the everything in place to complete a successful audit, and then it will be released and will be public.
Okay, I'm not really sure I understand that reasoning of why you wouldn't name the auditor, but in any case, let's move on. What is the timeline now? What is the expectation when you will actually receive that audit?
So we are still moving as fast as we can. So I cannot give you exact times.
Is it months or years?
I don't know. It is something that we are working and taking care as our top priority. We understand that the industry wants that. The other stable coins are struggling as well, from what I understand. Maybe you have more deeper information on that side, but it's something that we do really care about.
Okay, Paulo, last question for you. This morning, Tether disclosed more details on the liquidation of its Celsius loan. How much did you guys liquidate, and when did that process begin?
So the process, I don't recall the exact time in the date, but the market was really in turmoil. So it is in the last weeks, right, when the market was going down badly. So I don't recall the exact date, but I think that we can pinpoint in the moment when the market moved from 26K to, downwards, and was all about in a matter of, 2 to 3 days. So the process was quite smooth. In fact, the entire liquidation of the portfolio of the portfolio of assets, namely Bitcoin, was done within few hours, and it resulted in some positive equity that was returned to Celsius. So I think speaks really highly about our risk management process.
Yeah. And Paulo, how much was it? Can you tell us that? How much did you liquidate?
Was around $900 million, but I would need to check the exact number. If ballpark around $900 million.
That I think central bank digital currencies were concocted in hell by Satan himself. They are incredible control by governments over everybody's bank account, and they are they're going to create a void of privacy for every individual citizen. I think they're horrible, but I think that's where they want to go.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, So therefore, we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the fourth industrial revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.